I was going to say koala, but then he's not start with a Q.
I may or may not have gotten one of these, because that's what you're doing. So,
Fish in a bucket?
That's...
It's a fish in a bucket. I love fish in a bucket. Thank you.
You've actually been not on this delightfully. Yeah. Oh no, that was really excellent, Eagle.
Commence firing the lasers.
Phantom Taurus.
Ah! Wait. It tastes so allergies now.
Check it out. Squad's all here.
That's how we ended it. Big thank yous to Goggle Candy for the person who made that panel. Welcome. We would like to introduce ourselves properly, although the video was pretty hype. Let us begin. It was so
Hi, my name is Nimbus. I'm a variety streamer and an emerald princess. I'm mainly a 3D VTuber, though I do have an emergency PNG tuber. We'll get into that. My hobbies include critically acclaimed MMORPG Final Fantasy XIV, long walks on the beach, and caring for my long Furby hamburger help me.
That's the Nimbus's QR code, so if you want to follow them, you should use the QR code. Wait, what?
Do it.
It's me now. What did you think? I got a talking stick. Hello, I'm Goggle Candy. I'm your VT lawyer. Tell me whatever fake liquid advice you want, and I'm not held accountable for any of it. I'm a generally variety streamer, though I do two things: JRPGs and Fall Guys. If you've ever lost in Fall Guys, that was me, and I'm sorry. And yeah, generally this crown means that I'm just superior.
That's Goggle's QR code.
Yellow, I'm QueenieBeBee, your local queen honeybee. I am a very comfy streamer, 18 plus, so minors do not follow me, please. I don't accept you. Do not accept me. I do a lot of comfy games, but I'm trying to go out of my comfort zone. I do a lot of food watching videos where I criticize them, and then people make fun of my eating habits. That's the thing. And I have two cats. One of them causes problems all the time. Yeah.
And hello everybody, I am your nightmare dressed as a daydream. I am your panel moderator and local satyr. My name is Mink the Satyr, and I am here to entertain you. I am also a variety streamer. I do 2D streaming. I love hedgehogs, I love juice, and I love you. No, not all of you, you. You can come too. I love you guys too. That's my extra. All right, so we're here to talk about, I assume everybody here knows about Vtubing. Virtual YouTubing, cool. I know, I made the signs, and we made signs so that you can tell which of us is talking. It won't just be, which of their hands up. We're gonna use signs to help. It's PNG tubing at its finest. We're going to be talking about some of the finer points of VTubing and how to go beyond just, okay, now I have a model, I don't really know what to do with it. We're mostly going to be talking about things involving the Twitch interface, because that is the thing that we all have a lot of experience with. Not to say that you can't use some of these things with YouTube, but we found that Twitch has more variety of interactivity, and that's what we're going to start with. So let's start with things to enhance your stream. All right, hey, quick question, panelists. How many of y'all have a Stream Deck?
Well, I do.
How many of y'all in the audience have a Stream Deck? Dope. They're selling them downstairs in the expo hall. Just,
I actually have two of them.
they didn't even pay me. Hashtag not spawn. Let's start with Phoebe. Hey, Phoebe, you want to tell us why do VTubers practically live off of Stream Deck?
So they come in very handy, especially with something called hotkeys. You can toggle your model into different outfits, different expressions, different sounds. You can also do different overlays of your stream as well. I mostly use them for my expressions.
And how about you, Goggle? Is there anything you've used your Stream Deck for that's weird or different?
So we were having one more discussion about Stream Deck, and I mentioned having a stream with these Stream Deck foot pedals, which a couple of them didn't know even existed as a thing, but it exists as a thing. And as corny as it is, as weird as it is, it actually is invaluable now to me. So I mentioned before I play like Fall Guys. I have an actual separate scene that I play when I win a crown. A whole cutaway, green screen, all this stuff. And before I'd have to search it out real quickly when I won. Now I just slam my foot down on a pedal, and it makes it infinitely easier. So if you have the disposable income and play the stream a lot, I really, really like the foot pedal.
And I'm here to just tell you, in case you weren't sure in the video, the way that Furby, that long Furby, got extra long, that was a hotkey on Stream Deck. Not to brag, but Stream Deck is kind of the best.
Don't brag about the long Furby.
Don't not brag about long
Brag about long Furbies all day.
Its name is Hootsa Furby. Yeah, for those who know, you know. So when we're talking about modeling things, there are a couple of different things that we can focus on. For your 2D VTubers, we can talk about some assets, and I think some 2D VTubers on the table next to me might want to jump in.
I use so many assets. There you can see my model with the Pegasus, because sometimes I go full Pegasus mode, because that's what my VTuber is initially based off of, and I do enjoy being Pegasus on the stream. So I put on the wig. I also make individual assets for crowns for Fall Guys. I have a little bean there who's Colgate colored for Fire Emblem Engage that I'm playing through. And I just make multiple different assets, and you can key all of them, just plop them in. Honestly, they're just easy as just making a PNG in Photoshop. That's really all you have to do, just know what folder to drop them in.
A big thing I do is that since I make all of my VTuber assets, since I was a 3D VTuber, I'm kind of limited to the spaces. I have a lot of alternate characters, same through some cursed, some not cursed. Most are just different outfits, one of which I say do not redeem, and that is your fault if you do that.
Might hear Phil I'm just gonna go like this all day. What a lot of us VTubers use, sorry, I don't want to block it. A lot of us 2D VTubers use VTube Studio as our streaming platform du jour. Hi, Ian. It's been real. Is my mask still on? Oh, that's why. So what we've been doing is we'll just import a PNG and then you can add it onto your model. Some very cool new thing that VTube Studio has done is they've allowed it so that you can make these little assets that also move with your model. They're animated assets, so to speak, and oftentimes they're just they're their own mini models. And I don't want to hype you guys too much, but today, at the end of the panel, you guys are going to get access to some exclusive Pax East desk pets That's right, you can use some free desk pets. They're VTube models that are going home with you. They're going to be a QR code at the end. Yeah, I know, get super pumped.
It's free swag. Y'all like free swag, I'm pretty sure. Yes.
So we also wanted to talk a little bit about some of the cool upgrades that you can do to enhance your model, and one of the things that I know I've been trying to get into a little bit more, it's a little easier with 3D models, is hand tracking.
Yeah.
You want to take this away, Nibo?
Yeah, so there are a couple of programs, thank you, I'm sorry. There are a couple of programs that let you do some hand tracking. I know that the Magic Mirror has one built in if you have the Pro plan, I think it is. Personally, just speak ill a little bit, but I do think it is a little janky. But I know some people, like there's a Final Fantasy DJ that swears by it. But the main thing that people use is a leap motion. It's something that you can either attach to yourself or put on in front of you, and it tracks your hands really one-to-one. I know that there are some VTubers in the crowd that use it. It is very handy, especially if you're doing kind of like art streams, or if you're doing anything, if you're more expressive with your hands. It is definitely something that a lot of people think are absolutely worth it to enhance streams with.
I was gonna quickly note, there might be like, some wondering why NVIDIA eye tracker is on there. That's a new beta thing. I've been testing that with my model because I have a tendency to say look down at my phone for some messages or look off to the side, at which point my model might close its eyes and I look off the side, just might not look quite right. The eye tracker will still like pick up on that through Vtube. And therefore, if you find yourself lazing looking down for whatever game you're playing, if you turn on the eye tracker, you'll consistently be looking forward, as your model will also be looking forward. That's something, like I'm still testing with it, but it's kind of a cool little piece of tech, if not creepy if you actually play with it. You're just constantly looking forward.
This is especially helpful for people with multiple monitors. If you have a stationary webcam or cell phone, which you're using for your face tracking, this would supplant that and give you the ability to move to look at multiple monitors while still maintaining the face on for the camera. All right, everyone knows that music makes a stream more interesting. Let's talk about some music really, really quick, because I mean, this one is kind of just helpful for any streamer, not just for VTuber, but we did specify the difference between free stuff and paid stuff.
Yeah, I know there are a couple of things when it comes to streaming, when it comes to free stuff. You are free to use video game music on Twitch. If it's on a video game and you can play the video game on Twitch, you can play the music on Twitch. I know, Phoebe, you got some fun stuff for music.
I do. So some good places to get music, you want royalty free, that way you won't get copyrighted at all. Because if you get copyrighted, you're gonna get muted on Twitch, and if you get that copyright strike too many times, they will put your account in suspension. Thankfully, I haven't had that issue, even though I have played games that actually have music that can be copyrighted, like Just Dance. Some good places to find it though is like YouTube Studio. If you go there, they have a whole bunch that are free, like different sounds, different little kind of beats and jingles that you can find. You can also get them commissioned like via Fiverr. They're a really good site.
That's literally what I did to build a pantheon of just like, I now have a lo-fi album. Coming next June.
Good site, not super expensive. You can find some good artists and they'll work with you and talk with you through the whole process. So.
But you can also do some subscribing stuff, and it doesn't just have to be like Spotify. So it was at TwitchCon Amsterdam this past summer that I learned about Pretzel Rocks, which is a subscription service that specializes in having DMCA-free music that goes directly that works directly with the artists themselves as opposed to a record company, which is pretty cool. I believe it's like a $5 a month subscription. It's not a big deal, but it gives you access to a lot of different like stations. So I just jam on the lo-fi station when I'm doing my art streams, and that gives me something cool that I can safely use. They do distinguish between a Twitch album versus, so all of the tracks on that would be Twitch safe, and they also have a YouTube filter, so all of the things on there are DMCA free for YouTube. So it's good to think about, especially if you're planning on posting any of your VODs elsewhere on the internet.
I'm not as fancy. I literally just use
You're
Ace
fancy.
Attorney music or something I find from Silver Gummy. That's about it.
You also have to be careful about some video game music, because like I said, Just Dance, Kingdom Hearts has some music in it as well that will get copyrighted, and you have to be very careful about that. So if you do have music that is copyrighted, do not save the VOD after. Immediately make sure that you hit that button on Twitch to say, don't save this video. That way they can't get you. But they can get you midstream as well, so something to keep in mind.
There's also channel splitting, something that I don't think any of us are very familiar with ourselves. It is when you separate the audio that's coming through, whether it's through Spotify, you kind of like have it as its own thing, and that way you can have it, the music muted on your VOD, but still have audio come through.
I think also, look, there's some of the newer, I want to say it's that newer Disney game actually has a stream-friendly mode. Yeah. So if you click on that, anything that would be copyright is like replaced with like some kind of generic EE music, but it saves you the trouble.
Fortnite does that too.
Oh.
So obviously another aspect of enhancing your stream is going to be with your overlays and extensions. Now obviously some of these overlays are just going to be like, you know, your Twitch standard, like alerts and themes. But, you know, just to ask for you know, folks in the panel, how many of you guys have paid themes versus purchased or free themes? Because I think those are available.
Mine's
free. Yeah.
I mean, mine like was free, and I just like piecemeal together my own one from like piece by piece.
I'm special and I like to get mine commissioned because I like my themes to tie together.
And I drew mine on because I'm a poor artist.
Won't you be the poor
Won't you
artist?
sub for the poor artist? But it's not just themes. Like I know a lot of us use certain alerts to really enhance our stream and make it like better. I'm a big fan of the shout out alert. What?
So good.
I mean, I fine-tune as many of my alerts as I can, so, obviously a lot of Ace Attorney stuff, and then a lot of Fall Guy stuff. And then I made one specific overlay for raids, which is one just big animation that's just full of just music and stuff, so and that slowly just came together over the course of a couple months, so you don't have to do it all at once, I just slowly figured out what the feel of the channel was.
Hey, listen, let's talk about some of these sound alerts next. I know I personally have a nappy sound alert that people can redeem that says, hey, listen, what do you guys do?
I know I don't personally do it because it freaks me out, but some people have jump scare sounds. You guys, anyone who does that is too strong, get out of the building. I also have a hello there when people like, you know, Obi-Wan being like, hello there. For when people sub or follow. Subs also through sound alerts, which is its own website. Anytime you sub or resub, it does a text-to-speech through sound alerts, which is very nice. I have some pretty just fun ones personally as well, just for people to spice things up.
I mean, I really just if I don't find something online that I want, I just honestly edit it together, then I upload it to SoundAlert, and then I use the SoundAlert. And I've had to make most of my stuff because I have very particular niches of memes that I just cannot escape my brain.
I have one that says, hello, your majesty, when people want to greet me when they come in to let me know they're there. So.
Now, Bibi, it's funny you should start talking because I know for a fact that while Bibi's voice is stunning and fabulous, sometimes that's not the voice you stream with. Can you talk more about changing your voice on stream?
So there is a site called VoiceMod, and if you hook that up the correct way, you can get a different fun kind of little tone to your voice. I did have a story time with Bee where if you redeemed it for a certain amount of channel points, you would then be able to have me tell you a story, a random one, of something something that happened to me or something that I know in a different voice, and it completely sounds like I'm cursed. Very bad, very bad. I took that down though. I took it down. The mic issue with it for my set wasn't working.
And I know it's also something that a lot of VTubers use in general, just to kind of like differentiate themselves from their VTuber. I know this is also really big for trans people who want to have a more, a voice that matches their model more. It's not necessary at all, but some people think it makes them feel a little bit more comfortable.
There are also, soundboards that you can use that do this same effect, not just digitally. So I know I have a Go XLR soundboard that allows me to voice mod on the fly or do some presets, which is very fun. So if any of you guys are interested in using a soundboard or have any experience with soundboards, I do recommend soundboards like Go XLR because it gives you that freedom to do it really quickly. So if you are playing a video game and you want to do character voices, this is your opportunity to just quickly hit a button or mess with pitch, and then suddenly you're, super dark demon lord, even though that you're normally a happy VTuber, yay! Let's enhance our interactivity, everybody. We want to talk about building a community and enhancing our audience interactivity. Hey, you guys are the audience. That's you guys. I want to enhance my experience with you. This time you can mean all of you. So I know BB's got a really bopping, BB and Nimbus both have a really bopping Discord. So you guys want to talk about the importance of Discord to VTubers and specifically?
Yeah, I suck at social media so bad. It's the only way that I interact. Not the only way, but the main way that I interact with people who watch me, my viewers, is through Discord. I have also a Patreon, Nimbus Grey, this Patreon, where I have once a month, I have private streams with my patrons that are on Discord with me. We do Final Fantasy raids, things like that. On top of that, it's just also putting out, I think yesterday I put out just randomly, what's your favorite Animal Crossing villager? And all that.
And why is it Raymond?
That was actually a contentious moment in my Discord.
Really? I feel like it's always Raymond.
He gentrified Animal Crossing.
Oh, he gentrified Animal Crossing. All right, well then Bo, it's fine. It's fine if it's Bo. I know we talked a little bit about being able to put your stuff up online, but I know a lot of us VTubers are starting to get into the TikTok thing. Do you guys put your stuff on things like YouTube Shorts and TikTok? And if you do you do mostly captures of your of your clips from VODs, or do you do skits?
So I haven't gotten to the point yet where I'm doing skits. I am very, very VOD focused because I teach. I don't have a lot of spare time. We don't have a lot of spare time. So it's a lot of VODs. I will say though, I'm actually getting more reach through YouTube Shorts than I have with TikTok, and which I did not expect to be a thing. So, but at the same time, it's kind of free to upload on both, and it's the exact same format. So there's no reason not to do both in reality.
For my TikTok, I just find sound bites that are kind of trending, and then I just kind of lip sync to them. It seems to be fun, and people get to see kind of another side of me, and I kind of try to find ones that I think would actually fit myself.
All right, so now that we've kind of talked about that, one of the big bread and butter moments for VTubers, especially if they're looking to spread out and access the community or build a community, is doing collaborative work or putting yourself in a place where you can interact with lots of users. Now, I know I have not tried this, but a couple of folks down in this panel have. Talk to us about VR Chat.
So VR Chat, it's a 3D-based virtual reality chat room.
Tell me more.
I'm sorry.
You're not sorry.
I'm not. It's a 3D-based virtual reality chat room. There is an Oculus 3D headset setting for it.
Is that required?
No, it's not. Isn't that crazy?
Super crazy.
I do know that if you have a model through Vroid Studio, it does plug?
They look so invested.
This is a lot of pressure. There is an ability to plug in your VR chat, your VROY model into VR chat, and you can kind of just like build a community within the VR chat headspace and do all that stuff to, do that stuff, make a community. I'm losing my mind because of these people. Somebody else take the wheel.
So also collabs are things that you can set up as well, where if you decide that you like hanging out with people enough, you can collaborate with them and do streams together. Audience, quick little yup if you've done collab on stream before. Excellent. I'm really surprised that people actually went with the yup with me. I didn't know it's a weird sound, but I appreciate you. It is a great way to build your community or share your community with others. I know a lot of you guys are folks that I'm very lucky to have met online and now get to meet in real life, and that's been really cool. And many of you I've met either watching someone else's stream or collaborating with somebody that I got to meet a member of their community in. So I cannot stress to you guys enough how important it is to put yourselves out there and try to do some collaborative work, because ultimately, if you stream in a vacuum, then you're by yourself.
If I might also just add something to the collab.
No, you can't.
Because I've done, I did collab last night as well. One of the things you need to make sure though when you reach out or trying to do a collab with someone is make sure you're just not coming out of left field or not presenting it as an expectation or just out of nowhere. Like, to do a collab means you want to be part of that community and you want them to be part of your community. And there should be some repertoire. Ideally, you've become some sort of friends, even like vaguely. But reality, like if you're a regular part of the street, you interact with them regularly, and there's some sort of repertoire there, and you maybe ask for a collab, they can turn it down fine. But I know some people are put off if we just, from left field, just hurl the volley out there to do a collab. So make sure when you ask, it comes from a good place. Like these folks, like I know, there's a couple folks down there that I know that like I'll reach out to do a collab with. I became like friends with a couple of the Vtubers who I've done different collabs with, and that's all just because I was friends with them first.
Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be IRL friends, just like, could be digital friends. Just, I think that is a good life advice, before you put yourself out there with another person, it's good to know who you're collabing with.
Yes, yeah, you don't, if you're an 18 plus type of person, you don't then want to like reach out to someone who's completely say-so.
What?
Yeah, right?
For those uninitiated, just in case you don't know, the term say-so refers to usually a very
Clean.
family-friendly channel.
Usually.
Typically. All right, so now let's get to one of my favorite ways to enhance a stream. That's right, channel point redeems. Many of you are streamers, right? Okay, cool. So those of you who are streamers on Twitch might be familiar with the idea of a channel point redeem.
I think YouTube has something similar.
I think YouTube now is starting to get something similar, but I don't think it's called channel points.
It's not.
And I don't know what it's called. And I could be educated, but I don't want to. Channel points are a great way to, any Twitch, doesn't have to be a VTuber, on any Twitch is a great way to increase interactivity. But some of these lovely VTubers would like to share some creative ways that maybe you can get inspired so that you can enhance your own stream. Take it away, other panelists.
Am I doing it?
You can go. Go for it, fight to the death.
One of the most popular ones is to hydrate. People like to hydrate me. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. This is the bottle I drink from that you guys make me drink from when you redeem hydrate. I hate it absolutely every single time because it makes me need to pee every like 10 minutes. I hate that. I hate it. But I still do it for you guys.
Put a timer on your hydrates too, so you don't get 10 in the span of 30 seconds.
People will spam the hydrate redeem on you.
I had to put a timer on because my friends would do drowning hours. Dump all of their coins into hydrate, and that's all I would do for like 30 minutes on stream.
And that's how Nimbus dehydrated.
But there are also a lot of fun redeems as well that so you can like virtually pat your VTuber that you're watching. You can change their models. Some of them.
Who would do that?
All of us have chibi forms. Some of us have different forms. Like I have a honey slime form, so if I'm not feeling good or if you guys feel like it, you can turn me into a honey slime blob, which is super jiggly and cute.
I'll just sink lower and lower into my chair as you talk. Please continue.
And some of us also have outfit changes and other models.
Some of us turn into Jews.
Yeah, you want to talk about that picture down there, that cursed image on the slide?
Oh no, that's my juice form. I don't remember why I have a juice form. I genuinely don't. At some point chat talked about it. I made this. Now this is a thing that people can redeem for like some channel points. It's this for 10 minutes. It's a great welcome in. The cap can come off. It makes it look like I'm taking my top off. Did you say that? Yeah, it's the top of the juice.
Oh, okay.
What did you think it was?
Nothing.
Nothing. I run a say-so channel. It's fine. It's fine. Hey, you know what? This is a perfect time to talk about that SH asterisk posting, Nimbus.
Hello, it is me, Nimbus Grey. Oh my god, SH asterisk posting, T posting is my favorite thing to do. If you look over there, you'll notice that there is Nimbus. This is a thing. I turn into a gnome sometimes. I also have a long Furby, which we gotta talk more about long Furby.
We gotta talk about long Furbies.
My long Furby is my TTS bot. He comes.
What's a TTS?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. TTS bots are text-to-speech bots. It is also a channel point redeem. He will come onto the screen and say whatever, within reason, whatever you make him say, and then he will slide across the screen in his long Furby glory.
How does a person like me set one up?
Well, I think. Oh, I can just.
Yeah, you can.
Third-party extension.
Look at that transition. Seamless. I will hold for applause for that transition. Thank you.
I know other people have other ways to do TCS bots. I personally use Vtubing. It has the whole thing programmed in. You set up the channel point through it. I love Vtubing. It's so user-friendly. It is, unfortunately, I think it's only $5, but it is paid.
$5 is a good deal in any economy.
Yeah, for your own very hamburger help me.
That's the name of her.
We're on the slide. Can I talk about mix it up now? Can I talk about mix it up?
Mix it up, buddy.
Okay, so I love Mix It Up.
What is Mix It Up?
So Mix It Up is a program you set up to do channel redeems, bit redeems. And so if you do some sort of redemption, you can set up through this bot, through this program, and you set up different scenes. You can cue in different visuals, audios. You can layer them to have multiple things happen at once, and you set up through your Twitch. So you can do a lot more like green screen stuff with that. One thing that I recently discovered though is you can also set up what's called like an action group. So you can set up multiple things at once. And they also included this button at the top that says run one at random. So who here plays a gotcha game? Any gotcha game? So I've turned my channel points into a gotcha game. So essentially, if you say do don't look at this, pulls down the screen, it's like don't get your kids watch this sort of thing. A lot of I know it's a redemption a lot of people have. It pulls down the screen, says don't watch it. 3 out of 4 times, that's what you'll get when you do the channel points. However, 1 out of 4 times, you have a chance of it being interrupted by the Virgil meme, where it just gets sliced up and it just pops into that, like the full meme. Senator Armstrong busts into the clean meme. At one point, the Yakuza always slams down in front of the laptop. That happens during another meme. I've made my channel points into a gotcha game, and I absolutely adore it. Recently, I made Knuckles do your vibe check. So one of 12 different random things with the Knuckles where he stamps your approval or disapproval, he will check your vibe like once per day.
So basically what I'm hearing is you two can make your stream a gotcha game?
Yes, it's really fun. I really enjoy it.
Awesome. Your stream is the next Genshin. That's what I'm hearing. This is
I don't have enough waifus. I need more of that.
I have a real quick question, everybody. I see there's this thing. It's called Twitch Integrated Growing System.
It has no other
That's
names.
the only name
It's the only name it has.
It has no other name.
Nothing else.
There it is, not an acronym.
Do not look at the underlying letters.
What can you folks at this fair panel of ours tell me about the Twitch Integrated Growing System?
Well, as an annoying person, I can say that a lot of people want to throw things at my face all the time. And you can actually
Even now.
do that. Through the Twitch integrated throwing system, its only name, you can throw things at my face for, I think it's like 500 channel points or something like that.
Can you set your own channel points for that?
Oh, absolutely.
So I could just have someone throw stuff at me for 5 channel points?
Or 5 or even free channel points.
Free channel points to have people throw stuff at me?
What I do?
That's a good deal in any economy.
You do have to be careful with that though, because sometimes people will pelt them so much at you in large quantities that you get pushed off the screen.
That's the goal.
We call that winning. There are other third-party extensions that you can use to do cool things with your channel. I know that I use a third-party extension called StreamerBot that basically interacts with my keyboard so that when a user wants to initiate a channel point that gives me a head pat, it'll make it so that when a user presses the channel point redeem, it forces my keyboard to press a button, and that button is my keyboard's hotkey for my VTube model getting a head pat, which is hilarious when that keyboard also does something in the game I'm playing. Always a good time.
Do we want to cover anything quickly before we move on? Are we good?
Also trigger fire. Now,
Trigger fire does the same thing. I use it for my head pad for my broncs.
we're so good.
Basically, to sum that up, try a couple programs, find 1 or 2 that work well for you, depending on what you want to run for the channel. If what works for me doesn't work for everyone, trigger fire might work better for you for what you want to design for your channel.
We do want to let folks know that there was an incident fairly recently where in February Twitch updated and suddenly a bunch of third-party extensions no longer worked. Thankfully the third-party extensions figured this out and within 2 weeks maximum they remediated so that the software does still have the integration with Twitch. Like with any third-party extension, please read the agreements because when you authorize to use a third-party extension, you are giving them access, at least some degree of access to your Twitch. So it's always good, read the fine print before you hit I agree. Yeah. I said my piece. Extras.
I don't know any of these. You guys can go ahead.
You don't play games?
I don't play games. And people just turn themselves
I mean, I've not run any of these myself, but I played in other people's streams, which talks with connectivity. I think Marbles on stream for like the bigger communities or the mid-sized communities. Words on stream is for any size community. That would be of the ones up there. That'd be the one I'd say start with a try with. I think Nitro is like a new one.
Yeah, I can confirm that Nitro Stream Racing is basically Marbles on Stream, but with tiny little Mario Kart-esque cars, and it's fun. I'd say my favorite game of this list is the Plastic Duck one. Plastic Duck is great. People who are part of your stream can have a little rubber ducky and it'll show up and it'll just float in like a pool or a bathroom. You get to pick the scene. It's a good time. Oh, it's really fun. Very cute. And it's especially good if you're gonna do like an AFK, like I'm away from my keyboard. Please enjoy Calm Ducks.
There's also something called stream avatars that you can get. It's an extension, and as well as you get it on Steam. I am going to be integrating that into my stream starting this week.
What do they do?
So you guys get to choose a little avatar to appear on my screen, and it's going to be on the little bottom. It'll have your names, and then I'll know who's in the stream. It's for the people who chat.
That sounds like such a cute way to make sure that your community feels represented while you're streaming, and also a fun way of increasing interactivity because it's with members of the chat.
You guys also get to play little games with them, like battling each other and trying to catch little stars that I dropped.
There's also Aggie.io, which it lets your chat draw behind you. You can set the background to green,
Green screen,
and you can actually have it behind you on top of things that you're doing on there. I will say Aggie does require heavy moderation.
For obvious reasons. Now let's talk about when things get a little bit panicky. Red alert. All right, so our first version of panic is when the game you're playing is a AAA title, but the computer you're playing on is Windows 95. What do, everybody?
Get your Fugi out.
Get your PNGs.
Tell us about Fugi.
Fugi's honestly like it's very user friendly. It's a website. You sign in. You set your non-talking avatar. You set your talking avatar, and then you sign in to say Discord. And this little link will pop up. And as people join that same Discord call, their links will show up in that same web page automatically. So they don't have to share anything with you. You automatically just get their link, and you just grab it, drop it into I think it's a web browser and stream software, and it just pops up. And you don't really have to do anything with it. You do need to make sure to turn it off when they're gone, because otherwise you get this little weird flashing mountain, and it's just off.
It sounds like a really convenient and fast way of also setting up collaborations, eh?
Oh yeah, see the picture right there. It's all of you.
Wait.
And then I'm sorry, no, because it's fun.
What? That's me! Oh my god!
It's really helpful. You can make it bounce. You can make it so that the color goes off, kind of like Nimbus in the middle on the bottom. So that way you know when they're not talking or when they are talking. You can put two different PNG options, usually one with the mouth open, one with closed. It helps a lot with collabs. And like they said, you have to be in Discord call to be able to use it.
And it does have to be the app, not the browser.
Now let's talk about if you wanted a PNG that had a little bit more to it, maybe more than just an on-off switch.
Guys, I cannot talk about Vtube enough. I love it so much. It is what I use for my panic button. This is actually my old PNG tuber. So one thing that I really like is that you can hotkey different, I'm not sure if you guys can see it because it's kind of small, you can hotkey like different like faces or anything, any alternate costumes to the other things, the other states, I think is what they're called. So I know that I have this one on F1 because
what
when
else
I get angry on stream because I'm bad at video games, I just hold down F1 and my PNG tuber will be angry for me. It's very handy. It also is very customizable in the way of like just its static image. So my angry one like vibrates a little bit, and then when I talk, it's like really vibrating. I love it so much. It is a pay what you want service.
That's a good deal in any economy. That's number 3. I did 3 times. This is also a really great way. You don't have to do it only if you're playing like really high CPU eating video games. You can also do this if you aren't sure you're fully into Vtubing, or if you want to just get your feet wet with Vtubing. This is a great way to feel like you're doing the interactivity if you don't have like a full crazy model, or this might just be your jam. You would prefer this. Vtube is just a really great service. So hate. People live with it, can't escape it. What do we do about it?
So I personally have a Stream Deck command. It is a frowny face. It's the only thing that is an emoticon or like an emoji. Oh my god, how old am I? On my
Emote?
An emote?
There you go.
And when I hit it, it completely locks down. It switches to sub-only mode. It clears the chat. It puts a stream marker down so I can actually go to the pinpoint moment when I file this report to Twitch itself. And then it opens up, there's a couple of other things, like it plays an ad. If you're gonna do this, like I'm gonna make money off of you. And then it opens up a browser, which actually is a follower remover tool. So if it's like a follow, sometimes they follow a lot, I don't really know.
Yeah.
It then, I'm allowed to go in and like remove any followers between these times.
There really is a panic button for you then, huh?
Yeah, I would say very recently Twitch did integrate shield mode, which does a lot of that on its own, and it's just like right next to your like mod side of chat. I know it's super easy because both me and all of my mods have done it by accident.
One thing I do want to say, and this is very important to me, is that while I have not experienced a hate raid, no, that is not an invitation. I do want to say for those of you guys who are streamers, whether you are a Vtuber or a Meattuber, if you are ever in a situation where you feel like negativity is coming at you, it is really important to give yourself that opportunity to step away and go AFK if you need to. I know I've got my BRB screen for literally that purpose. It's, you know, also if I have to pee, but like, as performers, because that's what all streamers really are, we feel this need, like we have to acknowledge the hate, or we have to interact with it, or one of 1,000 things. But I do just want to remind everybody that for your own personal safety and for your own mental health, that sometimes it's okay to say, you know what, I'm gonna take a minute. Like, you guys brought this to me and I'm gonna deal with it, but I just need to put this up for a second. So I do want to remind everyone that not interacting is also a choice that you have.
And honestly, it's kind of the best choice in my opinion.
I mean, I love doing nothing. Doing nothing's my favorite.
I'm sorry, this is just giving me like Team 4-star update vibes from like several years ago.
I will also say that specifically trusted mods are a really big thing. I know some people live their best life just being like, oh, this person wants a mod, here you go. I personally, if somebody comes into my chat and is like, hey, can I be a mod? The answer is no. What? Get out of here. Just kidding, please stay.
Like, not now.
I personally, all of my mods are people that I know in real life, and that I know are trustworthy and going to help me out to the best of their ability. Yeah.
Trusted mods are very important. Just because you're in someone's channel, in their chat all the time, watching their streams, does not mean that you are a friend and that you are going to be able to be a mod for them. So it's really important to find people that you can trust, because as a mod, you are not there to entertain the chat, you're there to make sure that chat behaves. Because chat can get very saucy sometimes, and you have to be able to have someone who can help with shout-outs, if people raid you, or blocking bots if they start posting, if you want free followers, click this link and go here.
But I have
You
a
guys
car
want me
that
famous?
has an extended warranty.
Big follows.
So a trusted mod helps with those roles. Like I said, they're not there to interchange the chat.
Alright, so at this point, two things are going to happen. Thing number one is those of you who have questions, we have 2 microphones set up in the middle of the room, and we are happy to answer those questions. That's the important thing. Thing number 2 is that 4 of these chairs have, before the panel started, little pictures of our PNGs put under them. And like the wonderful Oprah Winfrey, if you look under your seat and you have one of them, then you should come up and claim a fabulous prize. Now granted, if you don't have one, you should look at the empty seat next to you, because they might have one, and then you can have it too.
Speaking of
I like the energy of this one guy in front. He's like, oh, I'm jumping.
Speaking of wonderful prizes, I have a prize for you specifically, Mink, that you do not know about.
Wait, I don't know about things. I love things.
Hold on one second, I've got to bring it up with me.
But things are my favorite. This is going to be perfect, because while folks are out of their seat looking for the prizes, you can also ask questions. This is so good.
Mink, remember how you were so very good at Fall Guys? And a lot of times.
I'm the best at Fall Guys. What are you talking about? I'm a professional gamer.
So,
Oh, Nimbo, you got found.
Oh, me.
Let's go ahead and ask, get some questions answered.
do we also want to switch to the
Oh, yeah, definitely do.
get the free digital swag?
Yeah, you can also, everyone who's here, you can also scan this QR code and get free digital swag. I'm just saying, it's cool.
Right.
It's being the desk pets of us.
So we'll go back and forth with microphones. So we'll start with gentleman in the blue.
Okay.
Is it not working?
It was. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's me.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Our Q&A mics on?
Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Came in here a minute late, so I don't know if you already went over this or not, but where can I go to get a good model for my streams? Because I'm not a VTuber at all. Maybe I want to do it, but I don't know where to go or how to do it.
Yeah. So that was not in this panel. That was in our last panel last year. But we all have our own way. I know Phoebe and Goggle both commissioned theirs. I use Vroid Studio for my 3D model. I do a lot of extra stuff, but I personally, it's kind of like if you've ever done like a dress-up game or a pig crew. It's very similar to that. You can get a really easy base model that way, or you can be a psychopath and make it yourself like Mink.
It's true, I'm a psychopath.
I will ask mysterious gentleman. Do you already have a model theory in mind?
I have a selection of characters I'd like to make into models for VTubing. So I have the images maybe, but not the rigging, 3D or 2D. So.
Yeah. So for myself, artists I shopped around quite a bit. I found artists whose style fit what I wanted to do, and I shopped around. I literally did. I took of the 3 that I asked around. I took the one that felt both reasonable and the style that I wanted. And then for rigging, I also did my own research. I ended up finding someone who streams all the rigging. A lot of artists will do that to also promote what they do. So you can do it all in one. Some people will do both the art and rigging, but you can shop separately. And results may vary. So really, it's one thing I will never do. Never do this. Never tweet that you're looking for an artist.
That's happened before.
Yeah. Don't ever do that. My Twitter still will not be quiet from like 6 months ago.
You can't put the word commission because then you will be bombarded.
Do not say commission on or artist on Twitter. They will come. The GFX artists will come after you. Do not go to them.
We need to move on to the next question. We'll take it from that microphone. Please hope it works.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
I think I am an auto YouTuber. I was wondering how essential is YouTuber lore to being a YouTuber? Because I've seen that going around a lot. I don't do it myself. I'm just curious what you guys' takes are on it.
I mean, I personally don't have law. Like, if someone asks, I'm like, I am a lawyer, and then I end at that. Because that's just the vibe that I take. One of my friends, Naya, recently re-debuted and decided to go full law with like the background, like the image, with the they have an intro now. You can either go full or you can go none. You can even like just question hint to law. But it is really, if you have the energy to do it and you feel like it'll help your stream, then go for it. But if you don't, then don't. Like, put the energy in where you feel it'll be best for you and your problem.
I'm backfilling lore because I just kind of made up a model I thought was pretty, and now I'm like, uh-oh.
I've been LARPing as my character for 10 years. Or sort of VTubing as my character. So I've just been stealing stuff hand over fist from the game I LARPed at. I got permission, but what I'm trying to say is feel free to tell stories off stream with friends and things because that's gonna help build your lore. And then if stories happen and they come out, great. But I like to think of lore as being kind of like a good pair of shoes. A good pair of shoes will draw its own attention. If you point out the pair of shoes to people, they just think it's annoying. By the way, look at my moves.
I think we need to do a lightning round.
So this is our next.
Hi, Jerry.
Hi, Karen.
So,
I learned with him.
no VTube, never seen the software, have a strange question. I assume that with VTubing, the software doing the best of the job, assuming where your arms, where your head is, and trying to map that. If you map it to something more abstract, can you point the camera at your cat and have it map to something that's not human? Can you point your mic rate and have it map to check human?
So technically, the answer is not really, because all of these software are really mapping to human forms, unfortunately. That being said, you can kind of manually jury rig it with PNGs.
Make your own software. Be your own destiny.
Get good, Julia.
You get it? Get it? You got it. Right,
I can see
another
that. Others now.
Do you have any advice for getting yourself set to regular stream?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Guessing was a big one. I set a stream schedule. I'm so frazzled all the time. I set a stream schedule. Oh my god. I set a stream schedule and I stick to it. I work with a time that works for me. I know some people, the time that works for them is 10 p.m. at night, where there's not a lot of viewers. But if it works for you, make it work.
I tend to keep these same schedules on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays for 3 hours each. I used to be a little bit more, but then I realized I wasn't getting as much gameplay in. So it's always good to find what works best for you. If you want to only stream for 2 hours or more than that, do what makes you feel most comfortable.
Make a plan, roll with it. I play Fall Guys every Friday. That's just a thing that I do, and so it's something that people expect. So
Nothing holds a person accountable quite like other people messaging you saying, hey, are you gonna stream tonight? If you have an obnoxious friend who's good at reminding you for stuff, ask them to do that to you. It could even be a non-obnoxious friend. My most fabulous friends are the ones who are like, hey, you're 5 minutes late, are you streaming tonight?
okay.
VTuber. Pancakes or waffles? That's literally.
Waffles! Waffles all day!
It holds the syrup better.
It holds the syrup better.
Can I eat both?
Yes, I shall accept both as an answer.
French toast.
Very last, very special. Oh wait, did you have another one or?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, our second to last very special question.
So, how do you turn streaming to nobody into streaming to somebody?
Make friends.
It's really just you just go with it, and sometimes you just naturally start
Join communities is my biggest thing. Join communities. Find people that stream very similar stuff to you. Make friends with them. Join their discords. Sometimes, I know Mink and
I'll be your friend.
all of us have a stream, a channel where you can, in Discord, where you can post advertisements for yourself.
The self-promo channel in Discord is my most frequented channel.
You can also raid other VTubers, and sometimes they will return that favor depending on how much they have. It's kind of clout chasing, but if you're doing it just for clout, don't do it. Just raid the people you feel most comfortable with raiding, and also keep a consistent schedule. Also helps as well, so that way people know when you're going to be streaming and will look forward to it.
But I'll follow anybody who wants me to follow them after the show.
And our last
real
question.
quick, last question.
And then for deciding what kind of content you stream, how do you do that? Because I used to keep a consistent schedule. I did variety games and League of Legends, and I find that there's nothing League of Legends players hate more than other League of Legends players.
Stream what you love.
Yeah, do what you like, do it run I do a lot of JRPGs because I enjoy JRPGs. I do a lot of Fall Guys because I'm cracked. And that's just what I roll with. And if something piques my interest, then I'll go and play it. And that's what I roll with. That's it.
I play a bunch of different games, but if I don't know what to play, I have my fallback game, which is a critically acclaimed MMORPG by Fantasy 14. And just having a really good fallback game that you know that you're going to love forever is probably the best thing to have when you're not sure what to play.
I tend to do the comfy streams because I'm a baby gamer, and I don't like the games where I keep dying, so I do Animal Crossing, a little bit of Farming be comfy where I can actually chat with my chat.
So my mythical beings, unfortunately, our time issue comes to a close. I know that I have still a prize not yet given away to somebody. So my PNG is still out there. Goggle, have you given your prize out yet?
I still have buttons.
I was gonna say destroy things, but I think you'd get in trouble if you did that. So try to just find them quickly, but efficiently, and nicely.
Thank you guys again for joining us.
If you have